All right, we are on video number 3. Trace 3. I'm so excited. I'm glad you guys are still here. I'm glad that you're implementing. Are you listening to the videos every day? Step 1, step 2, now step 3. We're going to go all the way to step 7 in case you don't know that. And so watch for those. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, Pamela DeVrou Smith, then do so. Subscribe so that you, and hit the bell notification so that you get notified when the next step comes out. I haven't decided. I've been doing these mostly every day. I had an interruption yesterday with a different video that was requested. I'm thinking about just releasing these once a week. I don't know. Anyway, they're open and they're open to the public for a while. I'm not doing these permanently to the public. So go ahead, listen, get it all in, take your notes, and implement what it is that I'm talking about. These things are tried and true and proven. They're not just mine. Every single expert when it comes to manifesting, abundance living, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, it goes back a couple hundred years, these steps and how to be successful. And so step number 3 is all about validation. We live in a world that is all about getting the thumbs up and the likes. I just asked you for some. So here, when it comes to all that, we seem to be living our lives based on, we don't like to say what other people think because we're independent. And yet, we're so busy looking at our Facebooks and our Instagrams and our Snapchats and our whatevers. Did they like me? Did they like it? Did they like it? Did they like it? And then when we go outside to our face-to-face world, we do the same thing. We go to our spouses, we go to our friends, we go to our family, and we are crushed and heartbroken if they don't agree or like what it is that we're talking about. One of the things that I've got through the years when I've done selling, when I've done programs, I'm a trainer of 20 years. I've worked with professional athletes. I mean, I have close friends and family that go anywhere and everywhere else but to what it is that I say. Let's bring this one into a little bit closer. Jesus said that you're not going to be accepted in your own hometown. So what that means is, we're going to talk about this step a little bit later, which it means that you probably haven't been very persistent, and they are looking at you and your persistence. Don't think they're not watching. They're watching. They are. I've been doing eating keto way of eating for, I want to say 4 years now. I've always been pretty much from God's hand to my mouth. And then I started keto a while back. And when I did it, there was a secret to this. And it's what I want to talk about today. When I made the decision to eat the way that I eat, I didn't tell anybody. I grappled with it in my own heart, within my own mind for a little while. And then finally pulled the trigger, made the decision, drew the line in the sand and said, doing it today. I'm starting here, right now. I woke up that morning and said, that's enough. Enough is enough. Guess what day that was? When it came to eating keto, no carbs, I did it on one of the most carb-loading days that you could possibly do it on. Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. Hello. I looked at my husband. I wasn't putting things on my plate, and he said, "What are you doing?" Or really, what you're not doing? What you love mashed potatoes? Why aren't you eating mashed potatoes? You love sweet potatoes. Why aren't you eating sweet potatoes? You love corn. Why aren't you eating corn? Well, it was a decision that I had made, and I didn't ask his permission. Now I have other videos on this. I didn't ask his permission. You see, when it comes to getting validated, the only true validation is all about what do you want, what does your heart desire, and is it a big enough emotional grip on you that you draw that line in the sand? You see, it has nothing to do with anyone else. It has everything to do with you and your creator and your desires and what it is that you want. Do you know the word desire is de and sire? It means of the. De is of the. Sire means to father. So of the Father, desire. I've been saying this for a while, and now I heard that Latin part of it, and I was like, totally right on the money. Desire means you get a download from God, your creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I choose Christ, God, my Father. He loves me unconditionally, so he downloads into me, develops within me this deep desire. And when I look at it long enough, I can really allow my emotions to fly with it. Really, really make that decision. And I don't need anyone else's validation for it. I'm making this decision, like when I did my hair, when I colored my hair, well, really, when I non-colored my hair, when I stripped my hair of all the red, I didn't really ask anyone else's permission. Now, I already had been encouraged for a little while, and I've been watching videos, and I've been looking, but I didn't really tell my public. I didn't tell you guys. I didn't do anything. I just all of a sudden showed up with white hair. I went from long red hair to short white hair. Whoa. It was a little bit of a shocker for some of y'all. Sorry about that. And yet, I'm not sorry, not sorry. I made a decision. And so I had been grappling with that for at least a year. I watched my mom go through it. But her finished product, I liked that. It was beautiful. And so I thought, okay, someday. I have videos and all that too. And yet I made the decision, and then I did it. It took me a week, the different processes to do my hair. I made the decision. I did it. My husband came home from work. It was like, oh, shock. And then a couple days later, he came home again. Oh, another shock. It was now from super long middle of my back to right about here. I know I've got it up today, but see my little bun in the back? Right about here. And so, yeah, my decision, my hair, my body, my walk through life. So we've got to learn how to make our decisions and to get validation from ourselves and from God. I truly believe when we learn how to see ourselves, when we look into the mirror and we see ourselves through God's eyes, our Father's eyes, the universe's eyes, who absolutely unconditionally loves you, adores you, values you, when you learn to see yourself through that viewpoint, that vantage point, then there's really nothing that we can decide, or the decisions that we make, they're going to be right for us. We're going to take into account what it is that we want. Is it really going to adversely affect anyone else? Is it moral? Is it legal? Is it ethical? Well, my hair was definitely all those things. It wasn't going to adversely affect anyone. I would like to think that my family, my friends, and my spouse love me for a little bit more than my hair color. And if they don't, well, get over it. That's my attitude. Tough cookies, get over it. And I don't walk around going, angry. I did not take action, which is next step. I did not take action until I was clear with my desires, my wants, what I was willing to go through. I looked at all of the possibilities within my own spirit and then made that decision. I did the same thing with the way that I ate. It really wasn't for anyone else. It was because I wasn't feeling good. I needed something different. And so I made the decision for me, not for my spouse. I didn't change the way I ate so that my spouse could change the way he ate. No. So that my kids could change the way they ate. No. They eat the way they want to eat, and I eat the way I want to eat. I'm willing to cook the way I cook. And if you want to eat what I just cooked, then this is what I cooked. It was that way when my kids were young. I didn't go making special dishes for everybody. I made a decision what was going to happen for the meal. And if you wanted it, come on in and join and eat it. And if you don't, get away from the table. I don't really want to hear it. Go make your own self something. I literally would have 4-year-olds at my house making something different. Fine. By the time my younger ones hit age 16 or so, they were working, they'd go get their own food. They didn't want to eat the way that I ate. No problem. They went and bought their own food. I did that when I was young. I hated the way my mother cooked. She now at 80-something could admit that. I have 2 moms, by the way. She can admit that. And yet, I would go, by the time I was working, which was 15, 16 years old, really younger than that, I went out grocery shopping and made my own food. And then it got to the point where my dad wanted some of my food. I said, all right, well, pony up. I mean, that's just how it works. I paid for all this food, and I'm cooking it, and I am happy to make you some. But, you know, if you want me to do that more regularly, I'm going to have a little bit into the pot. I mean, I was 16, right? He had no problem with that. He loved the way I cooked. I don't really love cooking now, but I did then. So my point is, you've got to learn to validate yourself. See yourself through the way your Creator sees you. Look at the possibilities. And then here's the deal. And I want to say that a lot. I've noticed that when I'm making a decision, I have to learn how to not ask for other people's perspectives. And if I do ask for someone else's perspective, it's usually somebody that's already been and done where I want to go. So, kind of a professional with it. I went to my mom, and who's already got the white, gorgeous hair that's just like mine. I went to her and I said, okay, now look, we got to talk. Do you mind if we talk? We got to talk about your hair. And so she just laughed and she goes, I knew this conversation was coming. Been there, done that. It wasn't about an opinion or getting pushed forward toward it or away from it. It was her experience and me learning and being able to make a decision based on some experience. I also went to YouTube. I watched YouTube's channels and learned from their experience. I didn't get their opinion. Bob Proctor says opinions are worth the price you pay. 0, nothing, nada. And everybody's got one. I don't need everybody's opinion. Nope. I want to go to the experts. I want their experience. And then I make a decision based on what it is that my heart is desiring and what it is that God is downloading into me and how it is that God sees me. You see, we're skewed sometimes. We're skewed because we look in the mirror based on our own circumstantial eyes. And our circumstances don't always tell what our value is. In fact, our circumstances usually don't say what our value is. So we learn to look at ourselves not through our circumstances. Looks, weight, height, scars, no scars, hair messy, not messy, financially successful, not financially successful, whatever, our circumstances. We learn to throw our circumstances to the side and see us through God's eyes, which is unconditional love, which is adoration, which is I'm a masterpiece. Now, when I can see myself that way, there's really not a lot that I can decide on that I'm doing the wrong thing, even if somebody disagrees with me. Love ya. Mean it. Not your business or concern. I have a daughter, my oldest, she's the only one that's voiced it, so I'm going to pick on her a little bit. When I asked her outright after I did it, I didn't base anything on a decision. She said, I don't know how I feel about it yet. Okay, fair enough. I didn't go to her or anyone really when it came to making those decisions. And there's other areas of my life that I mess this up big time. And so I'm learning that this is extremely important. When you're making that decision, you keep your mouth shut. You go to people that have experience and you learn from their experience. You watch, you shut up and listen. Shut it up, zip, zip, zip. Listen. And when you listen, then you can combine what you're learning with what your heart's desire is, and you can make that decision based on you and you alone. It's no one else's decision how to live your life. It's not your spouses, it's not your families, it's not your friends. And if they don't support your decision, fine, whatever. I cook what I cook. You're welcome to eat it, and you're welcome to walk away. Period. And I want to say drop the mic, but there's not really an attitude about it. It's just, I've already made it, and I was quiet and silent about it until I was sure that I knew. I'm comfortable with my decision no matter what the recourse is. That's what you need to learn how to do. You've got to stop getting validation. Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? What do I want to eat? What do I want to wear? What do I want to do? Ugh. No, you need to go to your Creator, see yourself through His eyes. Listen to what's downloaded into your heart. What is your heart's desires of the Father? Desire. What is in your heart that you're desiring? And then act on it. Stand by your decision. All right, come back to step 4, and we'll talk about taking action. Because it isn't just woo-woo. I just wish, hope, and pray, and if I feel good enough. No, there's more to it than that. So we'll talk about that the next time. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Come on. Or support the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Would love it if you shared this. This is only going to be public for a little while, so hit the share button now, and then hit the like button. The algorithms of YouTube, it's important that you hit the thumbs up. I'm good with what I'm saying, whether you do or not, but it really does make a difference for YouTube. All right, Pamela, non-Red Fox, signing out. Have a blessed day.